Good afternoon. You are looking at a live view of the Fusion 2 rocket standing tall at Pad 01B at the National Space Center in Euresia. Today will be the 15th launch of the Fusion 2 family, and it's going to be an exciting one. My name is Matthew White and I am a booster technician for Fusion Space. I'll be guiding you through today's mission. On board Fusion 2 today is not one, not two, but three lunar landers. Fusion 2 is continuing to live up to its standards of launching the most complex missions, which no other rocket is able to perform as of now. To make today's flight possible, we're introducing some new features. Fusion 2 is officially debuting the first of our new extended fairings. These will allow us to accommodate larger payloads, which are becoming increasingly more common. We're also utilizing our expanding nozzle on the second stage, which is used to increase our efficiency in space. And last of all, the booster will be attempting our first ever offshore recovery on a barge. This will be a highly experimental event, which will not happen without risk. Re-entry will be a lot faster and steeper. This poses the potential for something to go wrong, but that's okay. Any data that we get from today's landing attempt will be crucial in increasing the efficiency and reliability of Fusion 2. We've chosen our fleet leader for this landing. Booster 2008 has flown 3 times so far, including 2 missions to Luna. This vehicle is no stranger to demanding missions. Hopefully it makes it back in one piece. We're just under 10 minutes away from liftoff. All the payloads are healthy and loaded with their propellants, and Fusion 2 is currently scheduled to wrap up propellant loading in a little under 3 minutes. Let's take a look at the landers flying with us today. As you can see, we worked really hard to pack these 3 spacecraft into our fairing for this launch. At the base of the stack is Apollo Industries' Lunar Ghost spacecraft. It is flying on an experimental mission to prove out hardware for future generations of landers, and it will be Apollo Industries' first soft landing attempt. In the middle of the lander sandwich is Odelay. It was built by Kuiper Space as part of the Gravitas program to land drooids on Luna. It is designed to resupply future crewed landing sites with essential cargo. This will be Odelay's first flight to Luna. And right at the top of the stack is Lunar Explorer. It was built by Aurora Space to deliver up to 10 tons of cargo to the lunar surface and deploy CubeSat satellites on varied trajectories. Lunar Explorer will be carrying the Lunar Scout rover, which will observe the surface and search for future landing sites. Additionally, it will collect rock samples and deposit them on the ground for the Lunar Prospector mission to collect and send back to Drew. We would like to thank our customers for entrusting us with such a complex mission, and we wish them all the best on their landing attempts. I would like to mention that we will not be showcasing the payload deployments on the webcast today due to mission requirements, but we will be showing video in the coming days. Fusion 2 and its payloads are continuing to look healthy ahead of launch. We're going to wrap up propellant loading shortly. You'll hear a call out for that.
Propellant loading complete. Strong back retract.
Fusion 2 has completed propellant loading for today. The call out you just heard is another significant milestone on our timeline. The strong back is the tower structure you can see connected to the vehicle. It is responsible for supplying the tanks with consumables. You can see it starting to move away ahead of launch, as we do not want to roast our propellant umbilicals.
Tanks are pressing.
Fusion 2 is preparing itself for T0. The vehicle has started to slowly raise the pressure inside of the tanks. You will still see some venting from the vehicle, but that is normal.
Pad gas closeouts.
That venting you can see on the strong back is our line clean out. We don't want any flammable gases to get ignited after liftoff, so we purge it with nitrogen, because it is inert. We're just 2 minutes away from launch. At T-1 minute the vehicle's onboard flight computers will take over from mission control, and the flight director will give the go for launch.
Flight computer is enabled.
Go for launch.
T-15. T-10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Liftoff. Go Fusion 2. Godspeed Odelay, Explorer, and Ghost. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
ELS chamber pressures nominal.
Seconds into flight, Fusion 2 is looking great so far. Next up is Max Q.
Max Q.
You can hear that we've cleared that milestone. Pretty soon we'll be coming up on stage separation, where we'll shut down all of our engines and release the clamps holding the first and second stages together. Stage 2 will extend its nozzle and ignite its engine to complete the first of 4 burns, and the first stage will enter a coast phase ahead of re-entry.
MECO. Stage separation.
Good nozzle extension. ELS vac ignition.
And we just saw all of those events take place successfully. Enjoy the space views as our first stage returns to make its landing attempt on the barge.
Booster FTS is saved. Fairing separation.
What a gorgeous view of those fairings separating from the second stage, exposing those landers to space.
ELS vac chamber pressure nominal.
The first stage is now re-entering the atmosphere. You can see those aerodynamic fins at the top of the vehicle now beginning to move to orient the booster for its targeted landing.
Seco.
Nominal parking orbit.
Booster is transonic.
You can really see those fins at work, just a reminder that this landing attempt is highly experimental.
Booster landing burn startup.
There's that landing burn. Looks like all 12 of those engines have ignited. And we've just transitioned down to 2 for the final landing.
Booster landing burn shutdown.
Booster has landed.
It was quite a scary descent, but the booster has made it. It sounds like the booster opted to use all of its reserves to be a bit more careful during the landing burn. And what a beautiful view from a drone. Our teams will now begin focusing on safing the vehicle and returning it back home. Meanwhile, it does sound like the second stage did enter a nominal parking orbit, and it is currently coasting ahead of its orbital insertion burn. That will be coming up in just 1 minute.
ELS-VAC startup. ELS-VAC shutdown.
Nominal orbital insertion.
And with that, Fusion 2 will now be entering a roughly 20-hour-long coast phase to complete health checks, ahead of a trans-lunar injection burn. We'll be wrapping up our coverage here for today, but you can stay up to date on our Twitter page. We'd like to thank our customers once again, and we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. See you all next time, and have a great day.